Hey ladies, come on in and join the conversation. Welcome back to What's Your Situation? Ladies, does size matter? You know that used to be the question of the day. But now that we're grown, the new question of the day is, does the vibe matter? Because online, in your friend group, at your house, chilling, it's always, I want a man to take care of me. I want a man to pay my bills. That's the new question. The new question is, does the vibe matter? If he's paying your bills, do you really got to have a good vibe with him? We're going to get into that today. Today's situation is called Mr. Ready to Love. What happens when you get that man that's paying your bills, the man that's treating you like a queen, okay? The man that is catering to you, but the vibe ain't there. What do you do? So today we're going to get into the situation, Mr. Ready to Love. Mm. All right, ladies, let's get into this letter today. So the letter says, Dear Nancy Beloved, I need some advice, okay? I'm dating someone I actually enjoy. He treats me well and doesn't play games. The problem is, I don't feel that spark of excitement anymore. He's respectable, he's consistent, he knows how to treat a woman. I always feel comfortable around him, but he doesn't make my heart race. Y'all know that feeling? Woo, them butterflies, girl. Them butterflies. I hate the butterflies, okay? Now I'm starting to question myself. I feel like love should feel different. I honestly cannot say I love him. Even though he treats me like a queen, I never pay for anything when we go out, and he pays some of my bills without me asking. I do, she put do in all caps, I do want him to be the one. He's actually perfect. Okay, nothing wrong with that. But I can't help feeling like I'm forcing it. I don't want to self-sabotage this. Girl, I know that's self-sabotaging because that was me. That was me. I really don't want chaos anymore, but I also don't want to lie to myself. I get it. I get that. Could it be that I'm used to being mistreated, or is my gut sensing something? I'm so nervous I will mess this good thing up. What do you think? Sis, we about to get into this. We about to get into this. Like, I gotta take a sip first. This is some wonderful, sweet white Zinfandel wine, girl. It's delicious. Barefoot wine is delicious. We do have our situations in the city wine, but today we are drinking some barefoot white Zinfandel wine with some limes in it, okay? No mixer today. No mixer today. We're chilling. We're chilling. The limes is the mixer. Next week we'll have the mixers. And next week we'll make some mocktails because not everybody drinks alcohol. So I'm going to make some mocktails as well with our situations in the glass mixers. Okay? All right. So let's get into her letter. Sis, we're going to start off here. Okay? Because what you said was deep right there. It says, could it be that I'm used to being mistreated, or is my gut sensing something? Okay? And it's crazy that those are our two options when we dating somebody that's really nice. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm going to say to you is that for the second part, is my gut sensing something? If your gut was sensing something, you would not feel comfortable around this man. Girl, you going to know when something ain't right about a man, your body going to tell you. You is not going to be comfortable around no man that you ain't supposed to be around. Okay, so I'm not even gonna say that that's an issue for him. I'm gonna lean more towards that you might be used to being treated a certain way. I'm not saying mistreated, but I'm just saying you may be feeling like uncomfortable because you're not used to being in a normal, happy, loving, caring situation or relationship. Okay. Um, this is so common though, because I've had a few girlfriends tell me, I've had a few girlfriends that went through this situation and self-sabotaged a really good man because the woman really liked that toxic excitement. You used to it. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I could identify my type of toxic man from a mile away. I swear, every man I dated, they all look different, but they are all the same man in a different body. I promise you. Some of them even look alike, girl. It's just crazy, right? I be picking dudes that look like my last dude because look, you remind me of him. You remind me of my Jeep. I wanna ride it. No, but I'm just saying, like our systems are set up. We as humans, we like habit. You know, when something's out of the norm, it doesn't feel right to us. That doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means that we have to evaluate whether or not that habit is something we want to keep in our lives. Also, you did not get into whether how long you guys have been seeing each other, how long you've been dating. I'm gonna assume that this is something new of like maybe a couple of months in, maybe a year, you know. But what I'm gonna tell you, ladies, not just you, but ladies in general that may be going through this situation, is take your time. Take your time. You said that you don't feel like you're in love right now. It's okay. Take your time. What's the issue that we are all having as women dating, especially around our age, is that we feel rushed. Like, all right, I gotta hurry up. I gotta be in a relationship. I gotta get married. I'm getting older. Blah 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 blah. My family's looking at me. The world's looking at me. I'm single. There's nothing wrong with being single and dating. I personally love it. You know, I want to be single. Just be responsible. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, don't rush it. Right now, it just may be your nervous system overreacting because your mind is like, oh my God, this is a good man. I gotta hold on to Savannah. You got a good man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hold on to the man. Relax, fall back, and if he is as good as you say, he gonna be okay with you falling back and relaxing. Listen, I've been through some. You don't tell him this, but in of you never tell a man what you've been through. Never tell a man about any of your toxic relationships, any abusive relationships, nothing. They just didn't work out. And what you tell him, have a conversation with him and say, listen, I really enjoyed our time together. I feel so comfortable with you, but I really want to take this slow because I really want this to go far. You know what I'm saying? Don't get into the part that you're feeling uncomfortable. You think that your gut is telling you something. You suspicious of him because he's too good. No, don't get into all of that. That's just your mind trying to get you out of that good situation. Okay? So slow down. Wait a minute. You know, don't rush, baby. The loving ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm full of R&B today, ain't I? Slow down, baby. The loving ain't going nowhere. Take it slow with him. And I'm not saying slow like I'm going to learn to love him, because another thing with this situation is if the vibe ain't there and you really not feeling him, you only like the way he likes you, girl, leave. You wasting your time and you wasting a good man's time. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times women will just stay in a situation because it's a good situation. But you damaging a really good man because he's gonna fall in love with you, and when you find the man that you like, you gonna leave him, and he gonna be heartbroken, and then the next girl gonna get that heartbroken man that is not doing none of that for nobody now. You know what I'm saying? I done dated that man too, so you know what I'm saying. So you know, if we grown now, you know, so if it's not for you, if it's really not for you, you're not willing to give it a chance and grow with him, then let him go or whatever. But a lot of times it's just that you're just nervous. You're nervous. Like you said, you don't want to mess up a good thing. And I get it. The best mindset to have is in a situation or a new relationship or a dating situation is never be invested to the point you can't walk away. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm saying is like, you know how they say like, don't loan people money if you don't got it to lose. Same thing with love. Don't give love if you don't got it to lose. You know, at the end of the day, you taking a chance for everybody that you deal with. So don't pour into a man that you're not ready to be like, all right, well, I gave you that loving. That's a donation. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to date like that nowadays. Because if you're too invested, you're going to be heartbroken every single time. You got to date with an open heart. Before you start a date, you have to say, this is what I want. This is how I want to feel. This is what I'm expect. This is my love language, and this is how I want him to love me with my love language. You know? And if the shoe don't fit, don't force it on the man. You know what I'm saying? If the shoe don't fit, don't force it on the man. Okay? Cinderella? Hello? Don't force it on the man. You know? But, and I get where you're coming from in this letter, and I would have sent the letter too, because I'd be like, look, I got this good man, girl. I don't want to mess it up. He make me feel comfortable, you know. But I don't love him. Why don't I love him? And it just may, like, you may just need some time to work on yourself Because the problem probably ain't even him. The problem may be within you, you know? The problem may be within you. I remember I dated this guy, and he was so nice. He was in the church. He paid my bills. I didn't have to ask him. He said, how much is your cell phone bill? How much is your shop? Because I had a shop at the time. How much is your shop rent? You know what I'm saying? But the thing with this man, he was perfect. He was so nice. But girl, he wanted me. He wanted me to put everybody in my life after him, like my daughter, like my mother, like my sister. He wanted to come first. Dude, I just met you like a month ago. If you want to start paying bills after a month, so be it. But I'm not about to put my family on the back burner. But those are my boundaries. You see what I'm saying? Those were my boundaries. And I was like, nah, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I had to let this man that was sweet to me, that took me out on dates, that paid my bills, I had to let him go. I really liked him too. But I had to let him go. Because at the end of the day, I'm not at 1 month. I'm not ready to put you in front of my entire family that's been there for me my entire life. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I'm not saying your guy's doing that, but that was the reason why I left the good man. And now another woman has that good man. But hey, she didn't have the boundaries I had. Clearly, because I'm sure that's what he insisted on. But anyway, so what you're saying here, I totally get it. So what I'm basically saying is take some time to evaluate the situation. All right. I'm not saying he's love bombing you. He may genuinely be that type of man, but there are love bombers out there. So that's another thing you got to be careful of. But we can't live life scared. We can't live love scared, So my advice to you is enjoy him. Enjoy the experience. If he makes you comfortable, be comfortable. I'm at the point in my life, like I'm grown. So I'm at the point in my life, like whoever make me happy, I'ma chill. I'ma deal with you. I'ma date you. I'ma chill with you. The minute things go left and I don't like it no more, I'm gonna be okay letting it go. Letting it go. Because I look at things as an experience now. It's experience now, but I'm also older, so I'm not really sure how old you are, but if you're young, you'll get to that point, but right now it's all about peace and happiness, and your life. And in my life, definitely, it's all about peace and happiness. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you can't build a man. You can't build a man. You can't. A man is going to be who he wants to be. You have to allow him. As a feminine woman, you have to allow the man to be himself. Okay? That's the only way you're going to be happy in life. If you let your man be himself. Now, I'm not saying be with a dog because let him just run the streets. No, I said let your man be himself. Okay? When you choose the man, because you're going to know what kind of man you want. You're going to know that you want a working man, or you want a businessman, or you want a hustler. You're going to know the type of man you want. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to be comfortable with the man being the man that he is in his own skin. You know what I'm saying? That man is going to be comfortable in his own skin, and he's going to make you feel comfortable in your own skin. That's what makes a love match. You see what I'm saying? So if you feel like anything is off, like I said, body language, girl, don't lie. It can't lie. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother language. Body language don't lie. So if you feel comfortable with him, your body like him. Your heart and your mind just ain't caught up yet. But your spirit and your body like him. He's a good guy. Now, let's get into the part where not every situation or relationship is for love. You may feel comfortable with him because he should be your friend. Okay? Are y'all ready for that conversation? Okay? And you know how they always say, oh, she friend zoned me. Because sometimes what you're feeling for this man right now, it may be a friendship love. It might not be, I'm falling in love with you, we about to get married type of love. It could be like, this man makes me feel so comfortable like my best friend. You see what I'm saying? Not all relationships require sex and jumping into bed together. He may give you everything you need to be a friend. And if that's the case, you definitely need to let him know early. because clearly he probably got a lot of feelings for you and he's in love. You know what I'm saying? So my Nancy B love advice is to evaluate the situation. Before you say anything to him, before you talk to him about it, just evaluate the situation. Evaluate yourself. What am I looking for? Is this man something that I'm really, really looking for? He's nice. He pays bills. He treats me like a queen. But is he what I'm looking for in my life? As far as being my man, as far as moving on to being my husband, spending real time together. Evaluate the situation and see if that is, because clearly this man, like you said, he is ready. You know what I'm saying? He treats you like his queen. So this man is ready for love. So if you're not, because he's so respectful to you, I feel like you maybe should evaluate the situation and let him know. But I also want to let you know, on the other hand, that you don't owe anyone a relationship just because they're kind to you. Okay? Don't stick around. And that goes for not just you, for everybody watching this. At the end of the day, a man could be very, very nice to you, but you do not owe him a relationship. If he takes you out to dinner, he pays a bill or two. He always calls and checks on you. He helps shovel for you. He puts gas in your car. That's all fine and dandy, but you don't owe nobody a relationship, because you know what? At the end of the day, you doing him an injustice because you don't really like him like that. I'm not saying you, but I'm just saying women in general. Women that mess with men or deal with men just for their money, or the fact that they're like love bombing them and they really like them. They're taking advantage of them, because at the end of the day, you're gonna break his heart. And when you break his heart, the next girl's gonna get that broken hearted man. And we want our brothers to be happy and strong and living in their own skin and being themselves. And we want couples again. We want relationships, and we want the 90s again. You know what I'm saying? So don't waste anybody's time, whether male or female. Don't waste their time. If it's not for you, move on. But what I'm gonna say to you, sis, today is, see if you're just nervous. You might just be nervous. You got a good thing there. Nobody, that's like when you get a good job. You be coming to work on time. You be nervous. Like, oh my God, I can't mess this up. I like this job. We got benefits too. You know what I'm saying? So just look at it like life. But at the end of the day, never be afraid to walk away from a situation. Because when you are afraid to lose something, you accept anything. You do anything. You perform for that relationship. And you don't be yourself. Just like he has you... Just like he has you acting like yourself, comfortable in your own skin, let him be comfortable in his own skin. Don't pretend with him. You know what I'm saying? And see if it's for you or not. But if it's not for you, it's plenty of gentlemen out there that would love to date you. Always remember that, ladies. It's always another man out there willing to date you that might be your match, okay? Not everybody's your match. Sometimes they're just your friend. Like, sometimes they were sent to you to just be your friend, okay? So that's my Nancy B advice today on What's Your Situation. Thank you for writing in today with your situation. I also want to say thank you to the ladies that sent their situations in for the last couple of episodes. I appreciate your feedback, and I'm so happy that we could provide you with a little bit of advice and some comfort, because that's what What's Your Situation is all about. I'm telling you, every girl has been through one of these situations, girl. Let me tell you. So that's why I post these situations. That's why I name them, so you know, okay, Zag, I'm dealing with a Mr. Pull-Up. Let me watch his video and see what she said about that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Your Situation is about. And Situations in the City is growing, and we are becoming official. And I'm so excited to let you guys know all of the plans that we have in the future. And thank you for all the people that approached me about the podcast, that you really like it. Make sure you guys follow us on YouTube, like the videos, share the videos. And write in. If you have a situation, we're going to talk about it, girl. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about it, okay? We're going to sip some wine. Well, Situations in the City has a lot going on this year. And thank you for your patience, because we are definitely going to have a nice year for 2026. I'm so excited to make our announcements. They will be coming soon, all right? So that's the word from Nancy B. Love. Thanks for joining us today. Cheers.